Inside every human soul burns a hidden fire, a spark of greatness waiting for the moment it is awakened by a dream so powerful that fear itself trembles before it. The world does not reward those who merely wish for success. It bows before those who dare to dream beyond ordinary limits, who see castles where others see dust, and who hold firmly to their vision even when the road is dark. Every towering achievement in history was once a dream in the mind of one person who refused to surrender. Dreaming big is not fantasy. It is the first commandment of greatness. Your dream is the blueprint of your destiny. If your vision is small, your life will remain confined by the walls of limitation. But when you expand your mind and declare that your life will be extraordinary, you unleash powers within yourself that you never knew existed. A great dream is the seed of all riches, all progress, all victories. But a dream alone is powerless unless it is joined with relentless action. The dreamers who change the world are not those who sleep beneath the stars. They are those who rise before dawn and labor with purpose while others remain lost in comfort. Hard work is the bridge between desire and achievement. There is no substitute for disciplined effort, no secret path that avoids sacrifice. The price of greatness has always been the same: persistence, faith, and tireless labor. The world may celebrate success, but it rarely sees the sweat, the sleepless nights, the failures, and the battles fought in silence. Behind every victory stands a person who refused to quit when excuses were easier than effort. You must understand this eternal truth. Obstacles are not sent to destroy you, they are sent to shape you. Every setback carries the seed of an equal or greater opportunity, if only you possess the courage to search for it. The weak surrender to temporary defeat, but the strong transform defeat into determination. When challenges rise before you, do not shrink, stand taller. When life tests your endurance, answer with greater resolve. Gold is purified by fire, and so is character. The person who wins big is not the one who avoids struggle, but the one who masters it. Your mind is the greatest tool you will ever possess. What you repeatedly tell yourself becomes the foundation of your reality. Fill your thoughts with power, confidence, and certainty. Refuse to entertain doubt, for doubt is the thief that robs dreams before they are born. See yourself as victorious long before victory arrives. Believe in your ability with such intensity that your actions become unstoppable. Faith is not blind hope. It is the mental force that transforms thought into reality. When your mind and your labor unite behind a single purpose, no force on earth can permanently deny you success. There will always be critics who question your ambition, people who project their fears onto your future, voices that urge you to be realistic. But remember this: those who built empires, transformed nations, and achieved greatness were often called unrealistic before they became unforgettable. Never lower your dream to fit the opinions of small minds. Eagles do not seek approval from sparrows. Your mission is not to convince others. Your mission is to conquer yourself, your fears, your excuses, and your limitations. Success demands decision, not hesitation, not convenience, decision. The moment you decide that your dream is non-negotiable, your life begins to change. Burn the bridges of retreat. Commit so fully to your purpose that failure becomes impossible, because quitting is no longer an option. Winners are not made by talent alone. They are made by unwavering commitment to a definite purpose. Dream big enough that your dream challenges your current reality. Work hard enough that your effort silences all doubt. Win big enough that your success becomes proof that impossible is only a word used by those who never dared. You were not born to crawl through life accepting mediocrity. You were born with the divine ability to create, to rise, to conquer, and to leave a mark that cannot be erased. So lift your eyes beyond your present circumstances. Strengthen your mind against weakness. Discipline your habits until excellence becomes your nature. Let your dream become your obsession, your work become your weapon, and your victory become your legacy. The future belongs to those who dare greatly, labor faithfully, and persist endlessly. Dream big, work hard, win big, and let the world witness what happens when an unstoppable mind refuses to live an ordinary life. Inside every human soul burns a hidden fire, a spark of greatness waiting for the moment it is awakened by a dream so powerful that fear itself trembles before it. The world does not reward those who merely wish for success. It bows before those who dare to dream beyond ordinary limits, who see castles where others see dust, and who hold firmly to their vision even when the road is dark. Every towering achievement in history was once a dream in the mind of one person who refused to surrender. Dreaming big is not fantasy. It is the first commandment of greatness. Your dream is the blueprint of your destiny. If your vision is small, your life will remain confined by the walls of limitation. But when you expand your mind and declare that your life will be extraordinary, you unleash powers within yourself that you never knew existed. A great dream is the seed of all riches, all progress, all victories. But a dream alone is powerless unless it is joined with relentless action. The dreamers who change the world are not those who sleep beneath the stars. They are those who rise before dawn and labor with purpose while others remain lost in comfort. Hard work is the bridge between desire and achievement. There is no substitute for disciplined effort, no secret path that avoids sacrifice. The price of greatness has always been the same: persistence, faith, and tireless labor. The world may celebrate success, but it rarely sees the sweat, the sleepless nights, the failures, and the battles fought in silence. Behind every victory stands a person who refused to quit when excuses were easier than effort. You must understand this eternal truth. Obstacles are not sent to destroy you, they are sent to shape you. Every setback carries the seed of an equal or greater opportunity, if only you possess the courage to search for it. The weak surrender to temporary defeat, but the strong transform defeat into determination. When challenges rise before you, do not shrink, stand taller. When life tests your endurance, answer with greater resolve. Gold is purified by fire, and so is character. The person who wins big is not the one who avoids struggle, but the one who masters it. Your mind is the greatest tool you will ever possess. What you repeatedly tell yourself becomes the foundation of your reality. Fill your thoughts with power, confidence, and certainty. Refuse to entertain doubt, for doubt is the thief that robs dreams before they are born. See yourself as victorious long before victory arrives. Believe in your ability with such intensity that your actions become unstoppable. Faith is not blind hope, it is the mental force that transforms thought into reality. When your mind and your labor unite behind a single purpose, no force on earth can permanently deny you success. There will always be critics who question your ambition, people who project their fears onto your future, voices that urge you to be realistic. But remember this: those who built empires, transformed nations, and achieved greatness were often called unrealistic before they became unforgettable. Never lower your dream to fit the opinions of small minds. Eagles do not seek approval from sparrows. Your mission is not to convince others. Your mission is to conquer yourself, your fears, your excuses, and your limitations. Success demands decision, not hesitation, not convenience, decision. The moment you decide that your dream is non-negotiable, your life begins to change. Burn the bridges of retreat. Commit so fully to your purpose that failure becomes impossible, because quitting is no longer an option. Winners are not made by talent alone. They are made by unwavering commitment to a definite purpose. The greatest tragedy in life is not failure, but unused potential. Too many people drift through existence carrying treasures within them they never uncover because they fear risk more than regret. They settle for security while their soul cries out for significance. They choose comfort while greatness waits beyond discomfort. Refuse this fate. Refuse to be counted among those who watched life from the sidelines while others seized their destiny. You were created for expansion, for achievement, for the conquest of worthy goals. Within you now lies the same power that has driven inventors, leaders, creators, and champions throughout history. The difference between those who rise and those who remain where they are is not opportunity alone. It is decision, discipline, and daring. Every sunrise brings with it a question. Will you move closer to your dream, or will you allow another day to be stolen by delay? Time is the one treasure equally given to all, yet so differently spent. The successful invest it, the average spend it, the foolish waste it. Guard your hours as a king guards his crown jewels. Each day is a building block in the mansion of your future. What you do consistently shapes what you ultimately become. A single day of effort may seem small, but days become months, months become years, and years become destinies. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Perfect conditions never arrive. The person who waits for all storms to pass will never sail. Begin where you are, with what you have, and with all the courage you can gather. Action creates momentum, and momentum creates belief. Many wait to feel confident before they begin, but confidence is born from action, not before it. The path reveals itself to those bold enough to walk it. Guard your associations wisely, for the people around you either fuel your fire or weaken your flame. Walk with those who challenge you to rise higher. Think bigger and act bolder. Avoid the toxic influence of chronic negativity, for minds are contagious. If you surround yourself with doubt, your ambition will suffocate. If you surround yourself with vision, discipline, and courage, your own strength will multiply. No person rises alone. Every great ascent is strengthened by the company one keeps. There is a law written into the fabric of achievement. You become what you consistently pursue. If you chase excuses, you become weak. If you chase growth, you become powerful. If you chase comfort, you become stagnant. If you chase greatness, you transform. Life responds not to what you want occasionally, but to what you demand daily through thought, action, and persistence. Understand that winning big does not always mean wealth alone. True victory is the expansion of your fullest potential. It is becoming the highest version of yourself. It is mastering your weaknesses, disciplining your habits, sharpening your mind, and building a life that commands respect not merely because of possessions, but because of purpose. Reaches without purpose are empty, but success built on meaning becomes legacy, and legacy is the true measure of a life well lived. What will you leave behind? Will your life be a story of hesitation or a testimony of courage? Will you be remembered as someone who wished or someone who did? The answer is being written now, in your daily choices, your private discipline, and your refusal or willingness to rise. So lift your eyes beyond your present circumstances. Strengthen your mind against weakness. Discipline your habits until excellence becomes your nature. Let your dream become your obsession, your work become your weapon, and your victory become your legacy. Refuse to bow before fear. Refuse to surrender to doubt. Refuse to live small when you were born for greatness. The future belongs to those who dare greatly, labor faithfully, and persist endlessly. Dream big, work hard, win big, and let the world witness what happens when an unstoppable mind refuses to live an ordinary life. Inside every human soul burns a hidden fire, a spark of greatness waiting for the moment it is awakened by a dream so powerful that fear itself trembles before it. The world does not reward those who merely wish for success. It bows before those who dare to dream beyond ordinary limits, who see opportunity where others see obstacles, and who hold firmly to their vision even when the road is dark, uncertain, and lonely. Every magnificent empire, every groundbreaking invention, every extraordinary life was once nothing more than a thought in the mind of someone who refused to accept the boundaries of the ordinary. Dreaming big is not idle fantasy. It is the sacred beginning of all achievement. Your dream is the mental blueprint of the life you are destined to build. If your dream is weak, your actions will be weak. If your dream is powerful, your life will begin to align itself with power. Most people live imprisoned by invisible chains: fear, doubt, hesitation, and the false belief that greatness belongs only to a chosen few. But greatness is not reserved for the lucky. It is earned by those who decide that their future will not be dictated by circumstance. The size of your dream determines the size of your becoming. If you only desire survival, you may survive. But if you demand significance, purpose, abundance, and victory, your entire being begins to awaken. Within your imagination lies a force more powerful than any obstacle, because the mind can conceive what the hands can eventually create. Every skyscraper was first a vision. Every revolution was first an idea. Every champion was once unknown. The dream always comes before the reality. Yet dreaming alone is not enough. A dream without disciplined labor is merely a wish floating helplessly in the wind. The universe does not reward idle desire. It rewards applied faith. Hard work is the furnace where dreams are forged into reality. It is the relentless discipline of rising when others sleep, of continuing when others quit, of believing when others doubt. There is no substitute for effort. There is no elevator to greatness. You must climb step by step through sacrifice, struggle, and unwavering persistence. The world often applauds success but overlooks its It does not see the early mornings, the sleepless night, the disappointments, the humiliations, the private battles, and the repeated failures that shape the victorious. Every great achiever has faced defeat, but defeat did not define them because they refused to remain defeated. Temporary failure is not a tomb, it is a classroom. Every setback contains a lesson. Every obstacle hides an opportunity, and every hardship carries within it the seeds of strength. The difference between winners and wanderers is simple. Winners interpret adversity as instruction, while others interpret it as permission to quit. When life knocks you down, remember this truth. You are not being buried, you are being planted. The seed must go beneath the soil before it can rise. Pressure does not destroy greatness, it reveals it. Diamonds are formed under pressure, steel is strengthened by fire, and character is built through challenge. If your path is difficult, it may be because your destination is extraordinary. Do not ask for an easier road, ask for stronger determination. Guard your mind with fierce discipline, for your thoughts are the architects of your destiny. What you think repeatedly becomes what you believe. What you believe shapes what you do, and what you do repeatedly determines what you become. A mind consumed by fear produces hesitation. A mind filled with purpose produces power. Refuse to dwell on limitation. Refuse to rehearse failure. Refuse to surrender your imagination to negativity. Instead, saturate your consciousness with boldness, faith, courage, and expectancy. See yourself succeeding before the evidence appears. Victory begins internally long before it manifests externally. There is a hidden law of achievement. Your outer world eventually reflects your inner world. If you think like a victim, you will live like one. If you think like a creator, a conqueror, a builder, and a leader, your actions will eventually mirror that identity. This is why belief is not mere optimism, it is strategic power. Belief fuels endurance. Belief sustains effort. Belief turns ordinary action into extraordinary persistence. But belief must be protected, because the world is full of voices that profit from your doubt. There will always be people who mock ambitious dreams because your courage exposes their surrender. There will always be critics who advise caution because they abandoned their own boldness long ago. Do not let small minds negotiate the size of your destiny. You were not created to fit comfortably inside the limitations of fearful people. You were created to expand, to build, to rise, and to overcome. An eagle does not seek validation from creatures that fear heights. Success requires absolute decision. Half-hearted commitment creates half-formed results. Once you decide that your dream is non-negotiable, your life begins to reorganize itself around that decision. Decision cuts away excuses. Decision silences procrastination. Decision transforms desire into direction. Burn every bridge that leads backward into mediocrity. When retreat is no longer an option, resourcefulness emerges. Human beings accomplish remarkable things when they remove the luxury of surrender. Time is among your greatest assets, yet it is often wasted more carelessly than money. Lost money can be regained, lost time cannot. Every hour you spend either builds your dream or builds regret. Each morning you are given 24 fresh hours, and what you do with them determines whether your life advances or declines. Those who achieve greatness understand the value of focused effort. They do not merely spend time, they invest it. They understand that consistent action, repeated daily, compounds into extraordinary outcomes. Greatness is rarely the product of one dramatic moment. It is more often the result of countless disciplined moments. Do not underestimate small daily victories. A single disciplined day may seem insignificant, but repeated discipline becomes habit, habit becomes character, and character becomes destiny. The mountain is conquered one step at a time. The book is written one page at a time. The empire is built one decision at a time. Winning big begins with mastering small things consistently. Beware of the seductive trap of comfort. Comfort is often the enemy of transformation. The desire to avoid discomfort has buried more dreams than failure ever could. Comfort whispers, stay where it is safe. Greatness declares, grow where it is uncomfortable. Growth requires stretching beyond familiar limits. It requires risking criticism, failure, uncertainty, and struggle. But every new level of life demands a new level of courage. You cannot become extraordinary while clinging to ordinary habits. Action is the cure for fear. Fear thrives in hesitation but weakens in movement. Many wait for confidence before they begin, not realizing that confidence is born from courageous action. Start before you feel ready. Begin before conditions are perfect. Perfection is often procrastination in disguise. The person who waits for every light to turn green before starting the journey will remain parked forever. Progress belongs to those willing to move despite uncertainty. Choose your environment carefully, because your surroundings shape your standards. The people you spend time with influence your beliefs, your habits, your energy, and your ambition. If you surround yourself with complacency, you will struggle to rise. If you surround yourself with visionaries, disciplined thinkers, and determined builders, your own mindset will expand. Association is power. Protect your dream from those who casually diminish it. Stand among those who strengthen your conviction. There is also power in specialized focus. Scattered energy produces scattered results. The sun's rays warm, but when focused through a lens, they ignite fire. So it is with your mind. Direct your energy toward a definite purpose. Know what you want. Be specific. Vague desire creates vague outcome. Clarity creates power. The person with a definite aim possesses an advantage over the person with mere wishful thinking. A focused dream, combined with focused labor, becomes nearly unstoppable. Remember that success is not merely material accumulation. Wealth without wisdom can be emptiness. True success is the full expansion of your highest potential. It is the disciplined development of your mind, your character, your influence, and your purpose. Winning big means conquering not only the world around you, but also the weaknesses within you. It means mastering distraction, defeating fear, overcoming laziness, and replacing excuses with execution. Integrity matters. Build your dream with honesty, purpose, and contribution. Lasting victory is not built solely on personal gain, but on value created for others. The greatest leaders, creators, and achievers understand that meaningful success multiplies when it serves beyond self. A life of significance is greater than a life of selfish accumulation. There will be seasons when your progress seems invisible, when your labor appears unnoticed, and when doubt attempts to return. In those moments, continue. The bamboo tree spends years developing roots before it rises visibly. Just because growth is unseen does not mean growth is absent. Your discipline is building foundations beneath the surface. Stay faithful, stay consistent, stay in motion. Never measure your progress solely against others. Comparison can distract you from your own assignment. Your race is your own. Your challenge is to become more disciplined than yesterday, more focused than before, more courageous than your former self. Compete not for imitation, but for elevation, and above all, refuse to let failure become your identity. You may fail many times, but you are not a failure unless you accept defeat as final. The history of achievement is filled with those who stumbled, fell, lost, and struggled before triumphing. Persistence is often the final separating force between mediocrity and mastery. The person who keeps going with wisdom, adaptation, and faith eventually becomes difficult to stop. So dream with boldness that stretches beyond logic. Work with discipline that outlasts fatigue. Persist with faith that overpowers doubt. Rise each time life challenges you. Feed your vision more than your fears. Strengthen your purpose more than your excuses. Refuse average thinking. Refuse average effort. Refuse average living. You were not born merely to exist. You were born to create, to achieve, to influence, to rise, and to leave a legacy that echoes beyond your lifetime. There is greatness within you waiting for activation, but it will only answer the call of bold dreams, disciplined labor, and relentless persistence. So stand up with vision in your mind and fire in your soul. Let your dream become your command. Let your effort become your daily signature. Let your obstacles become your training ground. Let your victories become evidence of what is possible when a determined soul refuses surrender. Dream big, because small dreams do not awaken great power. Work hard, because effort is the price every champion must pay. Win big, because the fullest life belongs to those who refuse to live or die in mediocrity. And when your journey is complete, let it be said that you did not merely exist, you dared, you built, you conquered, and you became everything your vision demanded. And as you walk this path toward greatness, understand that the greatest battle you will ever fight is not against poverty, criticism, competition, or circumstance. It is against the weaker version of yourself. The true enemy is not outside you, it is the voice within that whispers, "Wait until tomorrow. This is too hard. Maybe you are not enough." That voice has destroyed more dreams than any external obstacle ever could. To win big, you must first conquer yourself. You must discipline your emotions, command your habits, and train your mind to obey your highest purpose rather than your temporary feelings. Feelings are unreliable leaders. Some days you will feel inspired, and some days you will feel wary. Some mornings confidence will rise naturally, and other mornings doubt may knock at your door. But greatness is never built on feelings alone. It is built on principle. The successful act whether they feel like it or not. They understand that discipline is stronger than mood. When motivation fades, commitment must remain. A person who only works when inspired will forever remain average, but the one who works with consistency regardless of emotion becomes extraordinary. There is immense power in self-mastery. When you can control your thoughts, you can control your actions. When you control your actions, you shape your habits. When you shape your habits, you shape your future. Every repeated action is casting votes for the person you are becoming. Each time you choose courage over fear, action over delay, excellence over mediocrity, you strengthen the identity of a winner. Likewise, every excuse strengthens weakness. Life is not changed in one grand moment alone. It is transformed through thousands of invisible choices made when no one is watching. This is why personal accountability is essential. Do not blame circumstances for a life you have the power to improve. Circumstances may influence you, but they do not define you unless you surrender to them. Many have risen from hardship to greatness because they accepted responsibility for their future. Responsibility is not a burden, it is power. The moment you accept full ownership of your life, you stop waiting for rescue and start building your rise. Blame keeps people stagnant. Responsibility creates transformation. Guard yourself also against the destructive force of fear of failure. Failure is often misunderstood. It is not the opposite of success, it is often part of success. Every master was once a beginner. Every expert was once uncertain. Every champion was once unproven. Failure is feedback. Failure is refinement. Failure is redirection. But failure only becomes permanent when you allow it to convince you to stop. The road to victory is often paved with lessons disguised as losses. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. It means action despite fear. The brave are not those who never tremble. They are those who move forward while trembling. Your future can be transformed the moment you stop asking, "What if I fail?" and begin asking, "What becomes possible if I persist?" Fear shrinks when confronted. Opportunity expands when pursued. Protect your energy with the same seriousness that you protect your ambition. Energy is your life force. Where your attention goes, your power flows. Do not waste your energy on endless distraction, meaningless comparison, gossip, resentment, or regret. These are thieves of destiny. Focus is a superpower in a distracted world. Those who master concentration gain an enormous advantage. When you channel your mind toward a worthy goal with intensity, you begin operating with uncommon force. There will be seasons when sacrifice is necessary. You may need to give up temporary pleasures for lasting achievement. You may need to say no to distractions that others embrace. You may need to endure misunderstanding from those who cannot yet see your vision. This is not loss. It is strategic exchange. Every great achievement requires giving up something lesser for something greater. Champions are willing to sacrifice convenience today for victory tomorrow. Patience is equally vital. In a world obsessed with immediate gratification, many abandon their dreams simply because success did not arrive quickly. But true greatness often requires seasons of invisible preparation. The oak tree does not grow overnight. The strongest foundations are built slowly and deeply. Impatience can cause people to quit during the very season when success is nearest. Keep planting, keep building, keep learning, keep adapting. The harvest often comes after the hardest season. Never stop developing your mind. Your income may grow only as far as your thinking grows. Knowledge is potential power, but applied knowledge becomes transformational power. Study success. Learn from failure. Sharpen your communication. Strengthen your discipline. Expand your perspective. The world belongs increasingly to those who can think clearly, adapt rapidly, and act decisively. A powerful mind is one of the greatest assets you can ever build. At times, you may feel alone in your pursuit. Not everyone will understand your hunger. Not everyone will applaud your discipline. Some may even resent your ambition because it reminds them of what they abandoned. Do not let this discourage you. Vision often requires walking ahead before others recognize where the road leads. Loneliness in pursuit of purpose is often temporary, but regret from abandoning your dream can last a lifetime. Stay humble as you rise. Confidence is powerful, but arrogance blinds. Continue learning, continue growing, continue listening. The moment you believe you have nothing left to improve is the moment decline begins. Greatness with humility creates lasting influence. Success is not only about reaching the top, it is about becoming someone worthy of staying there. And when success begins to arrive, do not become complacent. Winning once is an event, sustaining greatness is a mindset. Continue sharpening your standards. Continue expanding your purpose. Continue asking, how can I grow further? How can I contribute more? How can I become better? The highest achievers understand that greatness is not a destination, but a continual process of expansion. Your legacy will not be measured solely by what you gained, but by who you became and what you inspired. Did your life awaken courage in others? Did your example demonstrate discipline? Did your journey prove that persistence can overcome adversity? A truly victorious life leaves behind more than wealth, it leaves behind impact. So when challenges come, do not retreat. When critics speak, do not shrink. When failure visits, do not surrender. Stand firm, refocus, rise again. Within you is the capacity to do far more, become far more, and achieve far more than fear would have you believe. You are carrying seeds of greatness that must not die unopened. You are carrying ideas that deserve action, talents that deserve discipline, and dreams that deserve reality. The world has enough spectators. It needs builders, visionaries, warriors, and creators. Those bold enough to imagine more and disciplined enough to make it real. So dream beyond your current limits. Work beyond your current comfort. Grow beyond your current identity. Become relentless in pursuit, fearless in adversity, disciplined in action, and unstoppable in spirit. For in the end, life gives extraordinary rewards not to those who simply hoped, but to those who believed deeply, worked relentlessly, endured faithfully, and refused to surrender until their dreams stood as living proof that greatness was within them all along. And remember this above all, the world does not simply respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you prove you are willing to become in order to achieve it. Desire alone has never built a kingdom, transformed a life, or created lasting victory. Desire must evolve into decision, decision into discipline, and discipline into daily action. Many admire success, but few are willing to endure the transformation required to earn it. To win big, you cannot remain who you are and expect to reach where you have never been. Growth demands change. Elevation demands evolution. There comes a moment in every life when a person must choose between the familiar pain of staying the same and the uncertain challenge of becoming greater. This choice determines destiny. Remaining where you are may feel safe, but safety can become a prison when it costs you your potential. Greatness begins the moment you decide that your future is more important than your fear. You must be willing to outgrow old habits, release limiting beliefs, and walk away from anything that keeps you chained to a lesser version of yourself. Do not underestimate the power of standards. Your life rises or falls according to what you tolerate. If you tolerate procrastination, excuses, and mediocrity, your results will reflect it. But when you raise your standards, when you decide that your life will no longer be governed by weakness, everything begins to shift. Standards shape choices. Choices shape habits. Habits shape destiny. Winning big starts with expecting more from yourself than the average person ever would. You must become fiercely intentional. Success is rarely accidental. A powerful life is built with purpose. Every action should either move you closer to your dream or reveal what must be eliminated. Ask yourself often, is this thought strengthening me or weakening me? Is this habit moving me forward or holding me back? Is this environment expanding my potential or draining it? The quality of your life is determined by the quality of these answers. There is extraordinary strength in persistence. Persistence is not merely continuing. It is continuing with faith. It is pressing forward even when visible results are delayed. It is trusting that disciplined effort, work properly directed, must eventually produce fruit. Water can carve through stone not because of power alone, but because of consistent pressure. So it is with your dream. Persistence breaks resistance. Persistence silences doubt. Persistence turns possibility into inevitability. Some of your greatest breakthroughs will come after moments when quitting seems easiest. This is why endurance matters. Often, the greatest victories are won by those who simply refuse to stop. Many people fail not because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity, but because they surrender too soon. They plant seeds and abandon the field before harvest. They begin the climb but turn back before the summit. Do not make this mistake. Hold your vision when results are invisible. Continue when progress feels slow. Trust the process when emotions waver. And while you strive, do not become consumed by envy. Another person's success does not diminish your own potential. Jealousy wastes energy that could be used for creation. Instead of comparing, study. Instead of resenting, learn. Let the achievements of others remind you that greatness is possible. Your path is unique and your assignment is personal. Focus on your lane. Build your foundation. Strengthen your craft. One of the most powerful forces you can develop is resilience, the ability to recover, adapt, and rise stronger after hardship. Life may test you with disappointment, betrayal, delay, or unexpected difficulty. But resilience transforms pain into power. Those who become unstoppable are not those who avoid hardship. They are those who learn how to use hardship as fuel. Every challenge can either weaken your spirit or sharpen it. The choice belongs to you. There is also wisdom in gratitude. Gratitude does not mean complacency, it means strength. It means recognizing your current blessings while still pursuing greater purpose. Gratitude keeps bitterness from poisoning ambition. It protects your mind from scarcity and keeps your spirit aligned with abundance. A grateful person works from strength, not desperation. Your words matter more than many realize. Speech is not merely communication. It is declaration. The words you repeatedly speak reinforce the beliefs you carry. Speak defeat and your mind obeys. Speak possibility, courage, and determination, and your spirit strengthens. Guard your language carefully. Replace "I can't" with "I am learning." Replace "it's impossible" with "I will find a way." Replace "maybe someday" with "I begin now." Words shape identity, and identity shapes action. Success also requires strategic thinking. Hard work alone is powerful, but hard work guided by wisdom becomes extraordinary. Learn to think clearly, plan carefully, evaluate honestly, adapt quickly. If one method fails, do not abandon the mission. Adjust the strategy. Flexibility is strength. The determined person who adapts remains dangerous to defeat. You must also learn to master delayed gratification. The ability to sacrifice immediate pleasure for long-term reward is one of the defining traits of high achievers. While others chase distraction, you build discipline. While others seek comfort, you create capacity. While others spend recklessly, you invest wisely. While others wait, you act. These choices may seem small in the moment, but over time they create massive separation. As your journey unfolds, remember that obstacles are often signs of expansion. New levels bring new challenges. Do not interpret greater responsibility as punishment. See it as preparation. Every stage of growth requires a stronger mindset. What once intimidated you must eventually become something you can manage with wisdom. Keep growing into the demands of your destiny. Your greatest investment will always be in yourself. Build your body, strengthen your mind, sharpen your character, and expand your vision. You are your greatest asset. The stronger you become internally, the more effectively you can build externally. Never neglect the foundation while chasing the visible reward. And perhaps most importantly, understand that life's highest rewards often come to those who combine ambition with service. True greatness is not merely climbing higher, it is lifting others as you rise. Inspire, lead, encourage. Build something meaningful enough that your success becomes a source of hope for others. The most powerful legacy is not what you accumulate, but what you contribute. So stand guard at the gates of your mind. Feed your ambition. Strengthen your discipline. Raise your standards. Protect your purpose. When life demands more, become more. When adversity appears, rise stronger. When doubt whispers, answer with action. You are capable of far more than you have yet demonstrated. There are greater levels within you, deeper strengths within you, wiser decisions within you, and larger victories waiting for your courage to claim them. Refuse to live beneath your calling. Refuse to negotiate with fear. Refuse to settle when expansion is possible. Dream with such boldness that your vision stretches beyond your current identity. Work with such discipline that your habits transform your future. Persist with such faith that obstacles become stepping stones. And rise with such power that your life becomes undeniable evidence that when a person commits fully, mind, body, and spirit, to a worthy purpose, nothing ordinary can contain them. For those who dare greatly, labor relentlessly, think powerfully, and endure faithfully do not merely wish for extraordinary lives, they create them.